Remember that video I made? I made a video called It Is Done, right? I was delighted because I learned something. Someone had worked out what I know. Someone else. And was demonstrated to me that they had it in hand and knew what to do. And that be James Lindsay. And I'm like, I'm stunned that this guy is the only guy in the world who gets it. And I'm like, I'm trying to get through to like people all over the place. You've missed something here. It's like, we need a word. I don't want to be on a hangout with someone. I'm like, I want a word with you. Can we have a conversation as to what's fucking going on here? And they're like, no, too busy. Already know everything. Need to know. I'm like, no, you're missing something. James worked it out on his own. So I knew that it was finished right then when it was demonstrated. It was demonstrated to me that James gets it. I'm like, oh, it's fucking over with now. It's like this guy can take it as far as it needs to go. He can become big enough so he can actually target those he needs to target to stop this. To fucking stop this grooming. And to then look at it as to say, hey, so how long's this been going on? So it's like, you know, if word goes out that someone local's like talking to girls or grooming kids, right? What happens is people tell each other about it and they'll go around and find that guy and you know, scare him to death or else kill him for it. And it be seen as being, well, you don't mess with people's kids, do you? Because that's what you face. It's like, well, these people, they get to mess with kids at school. And to criticise it is to be transphobe, and because they've already got your kids. They've got your kids. You've got to take them back. It's like they can't escape from this. Fucking school's like prison. Everyone went to school. You know what it's fucking like. And you get there and you're faced with this fucking mind-bending, fucking hypersexualizing fucking shit for little fucking kids. You know, it once said, wasn't it? Be careful what you say around little kids. Why? Because you'll get it where you've got a little kid who's talking like a fucking 47-year-old. It's what? It's like, well, he'll come out with something clever. And it won't be something he's learned, it'll be something that he's picked up. What are you doing talking like an old person? Oh, he's so clever. It's like, no, he's not. It's like he's learning things he shouldn't learn. He's learning words he shouldn't know. He's a fucking 5-year-old. Like, don't talk to kids as if they're little adults, they're kids. Be fucking kind to their imaginations. Don't scare them with your bullshit. Kids' imaginations, the kids are easy to scare. It's like they're easy to program. That's why they send them to school to be taught, and this is what they're fucking teaching them. It's fucking disgusting. It's the root of all our issues as a society, this, and how long it's been going on. And how the world has been twisted to better suit the needs of those who partake in this fucking cannibalistic act. There's something that I wanted James to realise, and that is that he need not underestimate these people, and to understand that they're wicked and far more ruthless and capable of thinking things that you're not capable of even thinking, with an ability to endlessly confound, to shock and surprise. But it's like, if you can get past that, as a collective, as strong as their weakest link, and if you can find the weakest place to attack and concentrate all your efforts on it, you can expect to bring the whole thing crashing down. The weakness was always this. Okay, groomer. Do parents really know what's being taught to their kids at school? There's plenty of parents who are absolutely confounded that their kids have taken a turn for the worst in life and things have turned out very, very badly for them. And it's like there's a generation of people who've got these children who are trans or transitioned, and they don't know what to think or feel. They're just numb, aren't they? Try to be supportive in that game they play with the I'll kill myself. How many parents have completely lost their children like that, and that be what now goes on? It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's a crime. It's up there next to what they've been doing with that Prozac, brainwashing people, putting a mask on a problem, calling it something different, and then medicating a person with a fucking pill that just causes nasty side effects, gives you something real to fucking worry about. A punishment. Okay, groomer. It was meant to get to them, to point out to it, as to say, okay, groomer, okay, groomer, okay, groomer, okay, groomer, as to where you start to search for okay, groomer, where it's appeared, and find yourself 1,000 articles, mostly glorifying the sexualisation of the young and the work of so-called teachers, professors, academics, who are like, if you don't like this, well, that's because you're scum. If you don't like this, it's because you're phobic. If you don't like, and these people are absolute fucking scum. As to where James has inspired that libs of TikTok, who just looks for people who identify as school teachers, whether they do it for fun or whether that's their job. You've still got crazies out there in the world identifying as school teachers, talking about how they groom kids to be gender non-conforming and generally rebellious and sassy, cheeky. Teach them how to be rebellious and talk back and to question everything, but it'd be to question, not to say, they call it critical thinking when it's critical theory. Taught to destroy, take things apart with no intellect. Rebel. No, it's disgusting what's been done. It's like, it's a crime against humanity. It would see our nations fall in one generation to a culture that didn't stand for this, and there'd be bloodletting. That's what's happened. That's what they've done, and it's like they have got members of this group, the ones who would see themselves as their leaders, the ones who were able to give Twitter a call. I'm calling from Stonewall, calling Twitter saying, I want you to silence this, I want you to deem this word groomer and now a derogative slur against LGBT people. So Reddit did it first, and now apparently Twitter have done it. So to call out the grooming of children by freak school teachers is enough to get you banned on Twitter. They've had it shut down. What? Well, they've announced they have, and then it's a matter of, hang on a minute. That's them taking ownership of this. You've made it about all of you, not anyone else. Usually it comes with the acts of an individual. This individual person's grooming kids. It's not about the whole lot of them. That's terrible. That's no one's saying that but you. So you've made it about everyone. So, and Twitter have gone along with it. So you're hiding and defending all these paedophiles. Okay, groomer. And I'm like, right, we've actually got them here. it's like, this is it. It's like you force, they've been backed off to force to collectively defend an indefensible position in the eyes of all men and God. You've got it. They've taken the turf of the paedophile protector, and we can find thousands and thousands of examples. And also, if you go as far as Jane goes into the theory as to, this is what we think the world is, this is what we're going to do to the kids. You can go and find it all, and it's like, these people are the architects of our education system. This is baked into it like a cake. So we wouldn't stand for it anywhere in the world, but we stand for it at school and look at the results of it. You're destroying our society. You're making it weak. You've bullied your way to be able to bend people to your will because they're frightened of what your group might do to them in public, or how they might lose reputation or income somehow. So you're blackmailing, you're emotionally blackmailing the world at this moment in time on pain of whatever cancellation means to you, because that's the thing. It's like there are those in the world who are obsessed with status and standing and rely upon it, and it to be publicly trashed would be the end of the world for them if they were in that way vulnerable. So it means different things to different people. You can't do now to me. I got no money, no income stream to be cut off. But it's like, you can get me Facebook jailed. I've been Facebook jailed twice in the last 3 months for Hunter Biden stuff. Hunter Biden related stuff. It all goes up and then they come along and take it all down and everyone gets banned for it. It stays there for about a day and then it all just goes and everyone gets a ban for it. Facebook. It's like they do a purge of Hunter Biden's. And if Hunter Biden's been in the press or there's new stuff come out about Hunter Biden, your post goes up and within 24 hours you've been banned for anything from 3 days to a week for talking about crack and Hunter Biden. So it's like, we live in a funny old fucked up world. But, right, once one of the big fucking shining lights of this organisation manages to, of this cult, one of its high priests, we need to know who ordered this clone army, and got in contact with Reddit and did something, and got in contact with Twitter and did something. It's like, you're giving these people an incredible amount of clout and you can't think either because you're a member of the same fucking team. It's like, you're all in the union too, you're all in the cult too, so when you get orders passed down, you fucking obey them unquestioningly. And in banning the word groomer and it's and as a anti-gay hate speech, you've taken ownership of paedophilia. So from there, it's quite obvious that that's what they've done. And it's like, these people are not that fucking stupid as to where they know they need to defend this position, because it's like, if this actually was to ever get the coverage that it deserved, there'd be some fucking massive questions asked of some people. And it'd be almost a fucking a calamity or a disaster. So they want to avoid that, because they're people who catastrophise anyway. They're desperate, panicking, but not stupid. So what have they reached for? Born this way. Magic. They've reached for magic. I'm saying that I was right. They are done now. Right. Okay. I put it to you, don't I? It's like, if you operate in this space of things that can never be proven or unproven, and you ask people to prove you wrong, and that's science, right? You're living in a world of make-believe, and you're constantly being asked to prove the magic real, or magic false, or God real, or God that kind of space. These people operate in that space, but usually they're quite subtle about it, or more subtle. And they've always got voices that approve of the witchcraft. So one of them will say something that's impossible to be true, and another one will parrot it and say, well, that's what I think too. That's what it's like for me. And it's like, oh, well, here, research suggests that children as young as 2 recognize their trans identity. Yet many nurseries and schools teach a binary understanding of pre-assigned gender. LGBTQ inclusive and affirming education is crucial for the well-being of all young people. This is the double down. Let me read that again. This is from Stonewall. Stonewall write most of our government policy on education and things like hate speech laws, censorship. Everything's run by Stonewall. Stonewall are part of our government, they're embedded. Stonewall are the part of the government that you can't vote out of power. And to question them is to be obviously transphobic, homophobic. So they're embedded in our government. And this is what they say. Research suggests that children as young as 2 recognise their trans identity. Yet many nurseries and schools teach a binary understanding of pre-assigned gender. That's bullshit. That's magic. It's born this way theory. What kind of research might these people have undertaken to come to this conclusion? Nothing ethical. Nothing scientific. I don't think this is real. I think someone's just conjured up the barn this way, the magical answer, the supernatural solution to the problem where you must believe us, otherwise you are a transphobe. Can this be something that demonstrates as to where you've got some folks here who have themselves something like a psychic monopoly? What? Yes. It's like this is witchcraft magic. They're pulling things from out their arse and wield real world power. And extra governmental. It's like no matter who you vote for, the gay and trans agenda rolls on and no one can stop it. Well, when you get so bold and brazen as to where you can be in a situation where you have been exposed, and you should have been exposed from the very start. None of you people should have got anywhere near kids. You've managed to infiltrate politics and then education. Evil people. Sick. I mean, these are the worst of the fucking worst. You managed to infiltrate politics and education. And look where we are. These people are modern day cannibals. They are like pagan magicians, sex magicians, ritual slavers, fearmongers, hate mongers, monsters. And they would have you believe that they know somehow that research suggests that children as young as 2 recognise their trans identity. Who could possibly know that? Only God would know that. There's no way any human being could ever know that. So it's like, what are you telling us here, Stonewall? That you can magic shit from the ether and sell it as true and be a government agency. It's like this is right up there with the same black and white thinking as that now everyone who gets COVID, who's vaccinated, who gets COVID, they all now thank the vaccine from not dying of it. Every case of COVID where someone's been vaccinated, where the person hasn't died, is now seen as another life saved. It's like that's the same thinking that would accept this. magic again. This is how desperate they are, and this is who you've put in power. This is who we've got. These guys are, they think the psychic, the magicians, they're now pulling things from out of their arse, opening the door to the world of make-believe. Thing is, they're not the only people with access to the world of make-believe, are they? It's like these guys can be brought down. They can be beaten. They can actually be beaten. How? Where do they double down to now? When they're going back to magic, what have they got left? They've actually fired magic at us. So if that doesn't work as intended, what are they going to do next? Where can they possibly double down to? Or can they somehow show us just how much muscle they've got, stamp down their authority, and get everybody who dissents against them kicked off the internet? Or in some way legislated away. It's like the only way, right, of getting rid of these people is tricking them into using all their powers. What else can they do?